Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem Order of the Crimson Arm 100% growth low turn count playthrough. This video will be tackling chapter 23. I made a mistake in the preps here, as I said last time. I should have given Lani the angelic robe we got from the chest. It would have made this map slightly more reliable. This map is an escape map. To escape, we need to have Algimas end his own action on the left side of the map. Because Algimas needs to end his own action and not just be dropped there, we need a turn when he is on or near the left side of the map in order to do this. This is a map where you may barely be able to save a turn, although I'm not sure. The majority of what we do on this map doesn't matter. Lani's survivability in this map is really bad, although you won't see it until after this turn. This is the one turn where we can afford to dance Lani. We might be able to save a turn if you were able to dance her on a subsequent turn, but I highly doubt it. We're still farming for light rank with Tanya. Wayland is close to his strength cap, if he hasn't already hit it, and he already has S-rank swords, although he does a little bit of combat in this chapter. We're still trying to get Camille to cap out a few more stats, just so she can be slightly better filler in the last chapter. There are a couple of enemies near the start of the final chapter that we want to kill for the sake of Katarina. Nigu is using a Lance Reaver, because that hero is using an axe. We dropped Eliana here, not only to get her the extra experience for more HP and luck, and defense, but also to start grinding up her tome rank a little bit more. I thought she might barely be able to hit S-rank tomes. If I fed her more on this map, she would have been able to. Or if I fed her more on the next map, which would have been pretty hard, in all honesty. We obtained the S-rank tome. It's one of 3 S-rank weapons we actually get. And it would have been nice to use in the final chapter. Lani is using an axe reaver. Her inventory is very specifically set up, both for this map and the next map. That general that's in the way is kind of a problem. We have no really easy way of killing him. Or sorry, one of the 5 S-rank weapons we obtain, but it would be one of the 3 that we use. The, S-rank tome. If I gave Elaine the second body ring, she would have been able to avoid being weighed down by L-Fire, but it doesn't matter. One of Algimas' attacks must crit to kill this general, but Rongamont has some innate crit, so it's fine. He's now capped his skill, which is good, because it grants him an extra point of crit against some enemies that he'll be fighting. Although in the final chapter, he'll also just be relegated to flunky duty. Admittedly, using any unit besides Elaine to kill these guys probably kept Elaine from hitting S-rank tomes. Most of these guys have capped stats except for Clara, and most of them don't really matter. Anyway, like, Lani's never gonna hit S-rank lances. Elaine needs to physic Lani here, otherwise Lani will die. Clara also could have done so. Lani is going deep into enemy territory, and she's being weighed down because she's carrying Algimas. Enemies on this map are actually pretty fast, so they will double her. The Falconites have swords and lances, so there's no real way for her to avoid enemies having good hit on her, unless she got up to C-rank swords somehow, and was using a Lance Reaver, which is laughable. Admittedly, there is a little bit of reason for killing that Wyvern Rider. It's one to send me that could potentially harass Katarina. Surprisingly, this enemy phase didn't require any rigging. I probably should have equipped a different weapon on Lani, but it doesn't matter really. Even with the angelic robe, Lani could not have lived that hit. So, pardon what I was saying, but if I deployed her in an earlier chapter, gotten her an extra level, like in chapter 21, and then gotten her an extra level, with the angelic robe she would have been able to live a hit. Which is my mistake. But dodging a 58 hit, or whatever it was, isn't the most unreliable thing in the world. Consider that both Clara and Eliana have massive physic ranges. We need to physic Lani again somehow. But she's going to drop Algimas this turn. This is only for her safety. Not because she has a huge chance of death. I really should have equipped her with a different weapon. Again, what I should have done was dropped Eliana down here. But at the same time, I wasn't sure if Wayland had capped his strength yet, and that needs to happen. So this was actually just a safety thing. I didn't want to check in the middle of a recording. And he in fact hadn't capped his strength yet, or his defense. Yeah, Wayland gets to kill a lot of enemies that could have gone to Eliana. And he easily could have scooped up an extra kill next turn, so that was entirely my mistake. I don't know why the hell I didn't just have Clara kill this paladin. It doesn't end up mattering, but I still just don't know why I didn't. I wanted Sonya to hit Searing Staves just in case I needed to. Her to use barrier or something, and she does hit it eventually. And by eventually I mean right now. But it never ended up coming into play. However, I planned for the stats of the late game, I didn't really plan for the clears. So I wasn't exactly sure how much I would need to plan out. This is the one time the entire run you will see me use Ascalon. At least as far as I know. And it's quite literally because I felt bad about it. On turn 4, we get an extra kill with Algimas here. There's no real reason to do this, but Rongimont has infinite uses, and you can always use a little more luck in HP. So the extra points are not terrible. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for the final 2 chapters before endgame.